Lip reading brain regions similar to real speech, researchers show. We will present the researcher's own summary of the research and then discuss it afterwards. Watching a speaker's face improves speech perception accuracy. These benefits are owed, in part, to implicit lip reading abilities present in the general population. While it is established that lip reading can alter the perception of a heard word, it is unknown how information that is extracted from lip-read words is transformed into a neural code that the auditory system can use. One influential, but untested, hypothesis is that visual speech modulates the population-coded representations of phonetic and phonemic features in the auditory system. This model is largely supported by data showing that silent lip reading evokes activity in auditory cortex, but these activations could alternatively reflect general effects of arousal or attention, or the encoding of non-linguistic features such as visual timing information. This gap limits our understanding of how vision supports speech perception processes. To test the hypothesis that the auditory system encodes visual speech information, we acquired fMRI data from healthy adults and intracranial recordings from electrodes implanted in patients with epilepsy during auditory and visual speech perception tasks. Across both methods, linear classifiers successfully decoded the identity of silently lip-read words using the spatial pattern of auditory cortex responses. Examining the time course of classification using intracranial recordings, lip-read words were classified at significantly earlier time points relative to heard words, suggesting a predictive mechanism for facilitating speech. These results support a model in which the auditory system combines the joint neural distributions evoked by heard and lip-read words to generate a more precise estimate of what was said. Significant statement: when we listen to someone speak in a noisy environment, watching their face can help us understand them better, largely due to automatic lip-reading abilities. However, it is unknown how lip-reading information is transformed into a neural code that the auditory system can use. We used fMRI and intracranial recordings in patients to study how the brain processes silently lip-read words and found that the auditory system encodes the identity of lip-read words through spatially distributed activity. These results suggest that the auditory system combines information from both lip-reading and hearing to generate more precise estimates of what is said, potentially by both activating the corresponding representation of the heard word and suppressing incorrect phonemic representations. Lip-read words can be decoded from the brain's auditory regions similarly to heard speech, according to a new University of Michigan report that looked at how vision supports verbal perception. Researchers used functional magnetic resonance imaging and electrodes implanted in the patient's brains to show that watching someone speak when you can't hear them, lip reading, activates auditory regions of the brain in ways similar to real speech. David Brang, associate professor of psychology and the study's senior author, said seeing a person's facial movements often starts before sounds are produced. The auditory system uses these early visual cues to prime auditory neurons before the sounds are heard, he said. The study indicated that integrating visual and auditory cues makes a person get more accurate and efficient speech information, which significantly enhances communication abilities. David Brang and colleagues sought to understand how the visual signals during lip reading are represented in the auditory system. They used fMRI data from healthy adults and intracranial recordings from electrodes implanted in patients with epilepsy during auditory and visual speech perception tasks. The findings revealed that lip-read words could be classified at earlier time points compared to heard words. This suggests that lip reading might involve a predictive mechanism that facilitates speech processing before auditory information becomes available, Brang said. The results support a model in which the auditory system combines the neural distributions evoked by heard and lip-read words to generate a more precise estimate of what was said. Brang said these findings suggest that the auditory system quickly integrates lip-reading information to enhance hearing capabilities, especially in challenging auditory environments like noisy restaurants. Observing a speaker's lips can influence our auditory perception even before any sounds are produced. For people with hearing loss, this rapid use of lip-reading information is likely even more pronounced, he added. As hearing abilities decline, people increasingly rely on visual cues to aid their understanding, Brang said. The ability of visual speech to activate and encode information in the auditory cortex appears to be a crucial compensatory mechanism. This helps people maintain their hearing capacities as they age, underscoring the value of face-to-face communication in supporting auditory comprehension. Hope you have enjoyed this video.